Hold on to your hats. It looks like we may be going down, but if cryptocurrency is resilient enough, well, it might just be a little bump in the road. $1.05 trillion wiped off the US stock market today. What's going on though with crypto? We have the inside information that you need to know about to make sure that you are making the best decisions for your portfolio. So with that being said, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right into this one. So a pretty heavy sea of red here. $1.05 trillion wiped out of the US stock market with big losses for Nvidia at nearly 10%. Apple down 3.18, recently announced cryptocurrency payments through their facilitation, as well as Microsoft, Google, and many others taking big hits. And you may ask yourself the question, why? What's going on? And when we look at the cryptocurrency market, actually Bitcoin's down about 2%, nothing too crazy, but there are some interesting views right now going on, in particular with the stock market, with the cryptocurrency market, and then, well, behind the scenes as well. Namely this: 14 days, 19 hours and 41 minutes until the next FOMC meeting, which everybody and their nan predicts that we're going to see a rate cut. Now, the reality here is it is a rock and a hard place for Jerome Powell. Everybody wants 50 basis points. Everyone would love 50 basis points. The reality is he can't do 50 basis points. 50 basis points would absolutely trigger the market with a view of it is an absolute reaction to a potential recession, and that is not good for anyone. Currently, the market price is in, albeit this is a moving feast right now, a 25 basis points cut, which a lot of people predict isn't enough. So there is a real question here for Jerome Powell. How does he basically get 50 basis points but protect consumers and the markets without feeling like we're going to go into a recession? It's a definite question that I know that he'll be, working through as to how this looks. Moving into September and then November, a lot of people predict a further 25 basis points cut, albeit we may see slightly more, given it will be front-running the election in the US. So we'll have to keep close to that. If that wasn't enough, and it's like it all comes at the same time, we actually see a warning from the FBI, allegedly North Korea going after the crypto ETFs. Now, just so we're absolutely crystal clear here, we've had 1.05 trillion wiped out of the stock market. All of a sudden, the FBI going after crypto. Now, to launch an ETF, you have to have people holding shares, companies involved with it, liquidity like you wouldn't believe. Ultimately, these are banking grade institutions. We really believe North Korea are going after those cryptocurrency ETFs. They are not cryptocurrency based products. They are financial market based products. Interesting to think about that this is here. All of which the SEC, just FYI, fines a hedge fund $225,000. Don't worry about it. It's not like $4 billion for Binance, $30 million for Kraken, $125 million for XRP. It's just $225K. Don't worry about it. Insider trading, it's fine. You did absolutely fail to safeguard client assets, property, including crypto investments, treated as securities. Who would have thought that? Hey, wild. And all of which the market holding up relatively well in the crypto space. So I don't want to double back really quickly on these interest rates and why they are so important. It says here, per the report, BTC has surged over 32% since early August, mainly driven by traders anticipating dovish comments from the Fed. And we've talked about that on this channel. Now, the reality here is it may go the other way. And actually, the view here, it said the adverse effect on the Fed's aggressive rate cutting on Bitcoin was 2019, when a 50 basis point adjustment caused Bitcoin to plummet 50% before stabilizing. And this is absolutely worth thinking about. We could see a significant push down in the market as basically people predict why, trying to understand what Jerome Powell is doing. So not only have you all got these macro effects that's going on, the stock market, North Korea, and many others, the reality is the most positive sentiment we have right now is rate cuts coming September the 18th. They actually may be an adverse effect on the market. So it's going to be interesting to see where the market does move and how we play out towards that. Now, interesting looking at the chart, 1.85% on BTC. We talked about this yesterday, and impressively, this line here, this is the 4.5% decline that we generally see in September. Now, we did actually get a nice move up to retest the 200 exponential moving average. For those of you who caught my video yesterday, you would have heard me say this was going to be a key line to break. If we could get above that line, actually we would set ourselves up for a pretty nice move. Now, what did happen is we got rejected and pushed all the way down to a 57.6 range. Now, again, we are seeing this on the back of a 1.05 trillion outflows from the stock market, a relatively stable price of Bitcoin. Alts not faring up too well, getting a bit of a hit. But tomorrow could be another day. Tomorrow could be an interesting day. And I guess we'll see what happens with the reeling stock market. Remember, whenever we see assets collapse or certainly have a big push down, risk on assets suddenly become more favorable. So while the stock market collapses, Bitcoin becomes a little bit more favorable. Look at this, S&P down 2.1%. Not really a collapse, but you get my sentiment here. And this is actually a fairly big push down here on the S&P. So look, all in all, we again understand why the market's coming down. I still remain long-term bullish on the market. I still believe we've got more upside to come. I think this is a good correction for the S&P 500. Tomorrow will be a critical day to see what happens with BTC. What do the Asian markets do when they open in less than an hour? What do the European markets do? And then hopefully, unlike today, the American markets hold up rather than dumping their amount. But as always, you know we're going to keep you updated with what's going on in the market. We're the only channel bringing you cutting timed news and reviews. So if you're enjoying that, make sure you hit that like button. It massively helps out the channel. We are growing super quick, and that's down to you guys and all the help on the channel. So I really genuinely do appreciate it. So hit that like button, comment down below, let me know what your view is on the market. And until next time, I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.